Welcome back to the channel where we talk about all things Vtuber, and today we will be talking about this popular indie Vtuber Fallenshadow, who has announced her hiatus from streaming. Some of you might be saying, who? If you aren't aware, Fallenshadow is the most hardworking schizo lolly on the internet and enjoys the company of her husband very much. Please treat her well. Fallenshadow would put out a statement regarding her temporary health hiatus. She thanks everyone for their kind support until now. The VTuber Fallenshadow, who is also known as Shondo, would say, "First and the most important part of this is that I want to thank all of you for the love, kindness, and patience and support that you have given me. It is safe and not an overestimation for me to say that I would not be here right now if it were not for you. I know this comes as a shock, but I am struggling and I think I am at my breaking point. I have pushed through, had good days among the bad, but for a while now I have been pushing through a very bad mental state. I suffer from bipolar schizoaffective disorder, which creates waves of depression and mania that in turn can trigger pretty bad delusions, hallucinations, and otherwise bad problems. My medication manages this pretty well, and together with the techniques I learned in therapy, I can function pretty well. The current depressive wave I'm going through has lasted over a month now, which is quite normal, but that doesn't seem to be passing, but rather getting worse and worse. I am spending most of the time I am not streaming in bed. I have not been taking care of myself. My eating disorder has flared up and is consuming what little energy I have left, and I've been flipping between not sleeping and sleeping for many hours straight. I often deal with minor visual hallucinations, but they are getting much worse. I have been struggling with auditory ones too, which do not usually happen to me very often. Periods like this are not at all new to me, and usually I simply push through. Streaming and spending time with you usually helps, or at least distracts me enough for a little while that I can force through another day. But lately it seems that I am not even capable of this much. Any minor inconvenience or anything bad that happens sends me into a breakdown, and this is sending me even further into my depression. I've had some internet issues which would not usually upset me so badly, but my current mental state has led to this utterly destroying any level of everyday functioning I had left. I no longer think I am capable of streaming in my current state. My family takes good care of me and have been worried for weeks now, but it has reached a point where I am reaching points that have led to institutionalization before, and this is the opposite of what I want. I have to get better. For me, for them, and also for you. I adore streaming. I am so lucky to have you, and the reason I have pushed through for so long is because I don't want to be away from each other or give you any less than what you deserve. But I understand now that at the moment, if I continue on this path, I might not be able to ever return to you. I am not sure how long this break will be. Schizoaffective episodes can last for weeks and or for months. I will write this out, rest up, and if I continue to get worse, I may require hospitalization. But I hope this is not the case for most of my stays. Have been 2 to 4 months or longer. I want to get myself back into a better mental place. And depending on how long this takes, I may then try to prepare some things for you off stream so that when I come back, we can have a lot of excitement to share and look forward to. Shondo would continue by saying, I feel so incredibly guilty for letting things reach this point. I am a weak and pathetic person, and I wish more than anything that I could just continue smiling with you. But I cried for hours last night and the night before, and I am genuinely falling into the worst state of despair I have been for a long time. I am so sorry, and I understand if you cannot forgive me for taking this time away, and I will not hold it against you if you decide to leave now forever. I know I am a lot to deal with, and every single one of you deserves better than what I can give to you, especially right now. I know this message is long-winded and in the most dreaded format, but I think it is necessary for you to understand, and I owe this to you, at least when I am falling in every other way. I will be back with you as soon as I can be, and we will have fun, if you will let me, and we will have many happy times for as long as we can. I will miss you every day, but I will keep fighting for the bright future we will have. Thank you so much. Your Shadow. Shondo's fans and fellow VTubers would show her support in this time of need. We have Parrot saying, even for non-medicated people, taking breaks is a necessity, so please don't be hard on yourself for this. I hope your time off is enjoyable. The French VTuber Sarway would give Shondo her love, saying, I love you, Shondo. Please take care of yourself. We'll be waiting for you. The Cowtuber Milky would say, we love you. Sean, please get lots of rest and know that everything will be okay. No one's going to leave you, and we will all be right here by your side. I'm so proud of you, and everything is going to be okay. You are not alone, sweetie. We are here for you. Azehara would say, hope your health improves. Much love, Shondo. Yondo's obviously in a rough spot right now, so give her your love and wait for a return. Moving on, Nijisanji En will announce 3 debuts at the same time. Eteria's Millie Parfait and Alouette and Reimu Endo's 3D release dates have been decided. Millie and Anna will have their 3D debuts the 19th and 27th of April respectively, while Reimu Endo will have her 3D debut on the 4th of May, the next month. Next up, we had Nijisanji En announcing the winner of their Mario Kart event, and along the way misspelling the word congratulations, placing the R with an L. Now we reach Dokibird, the blonde thief full of laughter and joy, who has recently been able to retrieve her Fortnite skins from Epic Games. Just for context, Dokibird used to be a VTuber called Asel Tatsuki, and when she left her VTuber agency, she was not able to keep her Epic Games account, which contained her Fortnite skins, which she spent $1,000 or more on those in-app purchases. Sometime after leaving her old VTuber agency, Dokibird would go on the internet to ask if anyone had contacts with Fortnite or Epic, saying she had around $1,000 worth of skins on her old account, but no access to get back into the account since she doesn't own the email anymore. And that they, referring to Nijisanji here, wouldn't let her swap emails. She just wants to transfer her skins to a new account. Dokibird really wants her Fortnite skins back, and her manager wasn't able to reach anyone after 2 months. So this was supposed to be her last-ditch effort to maybe get her old account back, as she really didn't want to lose all the skins she owned. It was the only game she actually paid for the cosmetics since it made her happy. To everyone's surprise, Epic Games would respond, and she would get her Fortnite skins back. Dokibird would announce the problem was fixed early. Not only does she have her Fortnite skins back, but they gave her back her entire Epic Games account. Huge shout out to Hogman and Icarus from the Epic team. You can now use the creator code Dokibird, by the way. The old code won't work because she actually changed the name. Dokibird would go on to express her happiness for getting her Fortnite account back. He would thank Epic and Fortnite for working with her so fast and expediting her ticket even though it was the weekend. He was honestly ready for Epic Games to say no since he has read that it was hard to get back her account. I'm glad you have your account back, Doki. We now move on to the popular indie VTuber Mint Phantom as well as her podcast partner VShoujo's Matara Khan. Both VTubers would put out the second episode of their podcast where they talk about their experience with VTubing. The VTuber Mint Phantom would also put out a tweet asking her fans if they wanted a karaoke stream, saying she would delete the tweet if she changed her mind. Mint Phantom obviously didn't delete her tweet and chose to have a karaoke stream using YouTube's vertical format. We now move on to much darker topics, as Laura, an artist who does art for VTubers, would reveal that one of her clients, Nalitea VT, would rob the artist of her money through chargebacks. Laura would put out a tweet with a screenshot, "Artists, watch out. This just happened to me." Laura would go on to explain to all my clients and fellow art friends. Nalitea VT, a VTuber, filed a chargeback of $676 against me, claiming that the emotes she received were damaged and unusable. He belittled my art and work and refuses to acknowledge the work I did for her, saying I was lazy and that I didn't communicate properly and that is my fault she is not pleased with the final artwork. If you worked with me before, you know I always communicate multiple times and request a feedback to ensure I deliver the best art possible. If you are an artist, you know you need to establish limits and that you can't keep consenting when clients start requesting endless revisions because they failed to explain themselves and what they wanted from the service provided. This client has been asking me for edits repeatedly and made me recolor and separate the layers of the emotes commissioned 3 times. Because every time I sent her the final update, she had a new correction she forgot to mention. Now that I refuse to keep working on a commission delivered on January 13th, Since I was not compensated for all these edits, I did them as a courtesy to her. I explained on my TOS that you have a limited amount of corrections. He now claims that my work is lazy and I didn't deliver the commission, basically making me feel like a criminal for not keeping up with the abuse and the unreasonable requests. I delivered the art commissioned, and what is criminal is to file a chargeback against me and completely erase all my hard work and the time I spent on it. But I guess that's to be expected from someone who attacked other artists in the past and complained about their prices. Laura would complete her official statement by saying, I don't like drama, but unfortunately things got out of hand and it is important for me to share my experience so other artists might take precautions if they consent to work with someone that might file a chargeback against you on a whim. Many readers were sympathetic to what Laura had been through and they would express their condolences in the comments. Baby Thief would say, so scary how people like these succeed. I remember watching a YouTube video where this person was complaining about art commissions and blaming her depression on it. Very strange behavior. I hope you win and get your money back. To which Laura replies, thank you, someone just sent me the video and that was definitely me she was talking about. And all the video was about was her manipulating the information to make it sound like artists are criminals and villains, and that she's a victim. Others like Grizz would say, this is not drama and I'm glad you posted this as we can know who to avoid. I'm really sorry to hear what happened to you and I feel your pain of wasting time to end up in this place. Chin up. To which Laura says, thanks for lifting me up. I do hope to win. If you read her claim on PayPal, it sounds childish and immature, and I hope they can see that. Another user, Gore, would say, if it was through PayPal, absolutely dispute the claim stating these are digital goods and have been delivered on payment. She'll lose instantly, if not get into contact with them via customer support. Now normally in these situations, the VTuber who was accused should try to avoid further controversy by apologizing and doing the right thing. Unfortunately, Nalitea VT would double down on her actions by choosing to make a second chargeback to harass Laura, the artist. Laura would confirm this with a screenshot saying, if you thought she was over with the first chargeback, wait till you read this. She has now decided to also rob me of around $284 because again, she's unable to use the art. The seller stated that they no longer wish to be in contact with her. Does this make sense to you? A user by the name of Minty Mana Q would provide a screenshot of the emotes that Nalitea was using on her Twitch, with Minty saying, she removed all the emotes from the channel. I saved this in case you need this as proof that she had them up. A very kind user of the internet called Stanley NPC would try to help Laura by asking to commission her so that she could recover some of the money back. Laura would thank Stanley NPC for considering her for a commission. Not all VTubers treat their artists badly. Unfortunately, Nalitea is just one of those VTubers who don't treat their artists very well. Nalitea has expressed some controversial opinions regarding how artists price their commissions back in the past. Back in 2023, she would express her controversial opinions, saying, I'm so tired of seeing posts on my FYP from new L2D VTuber riggers ranting and being like, we have to normalize VTubing rigging prices that are between $2,000 and $9,000. This shit makes me just want to go back to 3D or quit being a VTuber. I feel like I'm in a cult where 2D riggers try to brainwash VTubers into thinking that it's totally normal that the 2D rigging price of your VTuber model has to have the same price like a new car. This shit is getting so toxic and out of control. It makes me not want to be part of this community anymore. VTubing was supposed to be fun and for everyone. People that disagree in the comments of these posts are getting shamed for being either poor or very egotistical and get yelled at, calling them a terrible human being. This shit disgusts me so much. Know that I am a VTuber myself and I have a very beautiful and not cheap avatar too. But I really want to distance myself from this toxic VTuber environment on Twitter. I feel very uncomfortable with what's been going on. I want people to see me as a real person behind my avatar. I also want you guys to know that I don't judge people by their financial status and that people from all financial classes are welcome to join my shitty streams. Nalitea received a lot of backlash for controversial takes regarding how artists priced their commissions, with some users saying artists need to pay their bills, rent, and just everyday shit. Even a month of work should cost at least $1,000. The model is a luxury, not a necessity. There are people in the VTuber community who have goddamn PNGs and are still thriving. Rymac would reply, saying VTuber models work non-stop for weeks to months on end and deserve a living wage just like everyone else. If you can't afford 3 months of labor for a model, that's your problem, not theirs. Normalize paying artists a living wage. Grosera, another VTuber, would say, so asking people to pay for what you're worth is toxic? If that's your mentality, you should just go ahead and graduate entirely. Vapid Vandal would give his take, saying no one is saying they are disgusting, though they may be poor, and that is okay. If you can't afford the VTuber model, you can't afford it. But that doesn't mean you get to berate artists that work their ass off so they will lower prices so you can afford it. Thea has received a lot of flack for this, and it is unsure whether or not she will change her ways. Meanwhile, let's hope Laura is able to dispute her chargebacks and get her money back. We now take a look at Hololive's Takahashi Kiara, who is flaunting her ass cheeks for the sake of her newest music video, Chimera.
Fun, but I got a lot of buying.
That scene in her music video where Kiara just flashes her butt cheeks got so popular that artists are just making illustrations celebrating the moment. We had another artist who made a GIF of Holo Advent's Nerissa Ravencroft, who couldn't sleep because she couldn't stop thinking about that one shot of Kiara's ass in her Chimera music video. We also had popular 3D animator Kanauru posting the clip of Kiara flaunting her ass onto Twitter so everyone could enjoy it, along with the words, "At KFP we serve." And that's the end of the video. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. This is Rex Nebula signing out.